Dune, also known as Dune Chronicles, is a science fiction media franchise that originated with the 1965 novel Dune by Frank Herbert and has continued to add new publications. Dune is frequently described as the best selling science fiction novel in history. It was later adapted into a 1984 film, a 2000 television miniseries, and a 2021 film. Let's get into the 2021 film Dune Part 1. Paul Atreides, a brilliant and gifted young man played by Timothée Chalamet, born into a great destiny beyond his understanding, must travel to the most dangerous planet in the universe to ensure the future of his family and his people. As malevolent forces explode into conflict over the planet's exclusive supply of the most precious resource in existence, only those who can conquer their own fear will survive. There are four things in the movie I'd like to talk about. The first being the visuals. The visuals are stunning in each and every sequence, be it the barren expanse of the desert, the interiors of the palace, or the detailed fight and battle scenes. Not to ignore the gargantuan worms and sandstorms. Each and every aspect of the movie is shown in correlation with the characters, making it seem more realistic. The camera movements and placing is also restrained, which could have been free-flowing in post-production VFX. The film uses sand-screen to mimic real-life-like reflections on the characters' faces, adding more realism than usual blue or green screens, which would result in a flatter scaled tone. The music. Hans Zimmer affirmed that he would be scoring Dune near the start of the film's production in March 2019. At that time, Zimmer had been approached by Christopher Nolan for composing his then upcoming film Tenet, but Zimmer opted for Dune, citing his personal love for the book as the reason. Zimmer did not want the soundtrack to sound like his previous works and use instruments atypical of a Western orchestra, an approach he called anti-groove. He avoided watching Lynch's Dune so as to not get influenced by Toto's music, instead spending a week in a desert in Utah to incorporate its sound into the score. For the first Dune trailer, Zimmer supervised a 32% choir via FaceTime for the recording of a cover of a Pink Floyd song, Eclipse.
I can see it. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
The third thing I'd like to talk about are the characters. Unlike the usual movies, each character in Dune has a destined role to play. This destiny is made clear with the storyline. The Duke, for example, plays his part when he explains the sense of responsibility to his son.
A great man doesn't seek to lead. He's called to it.
And in general, the way his character was never in the highlight foreshadows his death. The Duke plays his role by poisoning the Baron in an attempt to kill him. Lady Jessica is shown as the protective mother who fears about her son and still has the power to control and command left in her. Her use of the voice is shown skillfully in escaping the ornithopter. Duncan's loyalty is proved when he dies fighting the Sardaukar. The only emerging constants for the movies ahead are Paul, Shani and the Fremen, all of which is beautifully conveyed throughout the movie. The fourth thing I'd like to talk about is that it's just one part of the story. Dune is the first part in the trilogy and it's presented that way. The story feels like it's a slice out of a bigger storyline. This shouldn't be seen as a limitation, but as a perfectly divided segment of a bigger story, which also holds up good on its own with the ending that it serves. It only provokes the viewer to look forward to the story ahead, revealing just the right amount of interesting bits and pieces. All in all, Dune is a visual masterpiece with a compelling story providing a familiar yet fresh take on the original book.